Donovan Mitchell is a six-time All-Star and two-time All-NBA guard who for his career averages 28.3 points per game in the playoffs. At the end of the day, we all know that he's a great player. But because the Cleveland Cavaliers have been beaten up and aren't dominating the Eastern Conference the way we thought they would, they aren't getting their regular coverage. And with guys like Victor Wembanyama, Austin Reaves, and Tyrese Maxey taking major leaps, few people are acknowledging the fact that Mitchell is averaging 30.9 points per game to start the season. Despite all this, Mitchell's one of the best players in the world, and Cleveland's Monday night win over the Milwaukee Bucks is the perfect example of his greatness. In 36 minutes, Mitchell tallied 37 points and 7 assists on 74% true shooting, showing his ability to score at all three levels while also setting up his teammates. A three-level scorer with playmaking chops is rare, but not an anomaly. Reaves, Maxey, Jalen Brunson, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Devin Booker, and many others fit this description. What makes Mitchell so special is how he does it. Mitchell's been one of the best shooters in the league for quite some time. He's hit 38% of his threes since joining the Cavaliers 4 seasons ago, despite a majority of his attempts coming off unassisted pull-ups, which by the way are usually way more contested than the ones that come off the catch and shoot. This makes him a threat to score from the moment he crosses the timeline. While he's a great shooter, Mitchell's an even better finisher around the rim, using his blend of athleticism and touch to get all the way into the paint and convert on these efficient looks. And since he's so good at driving, Mitchell also generates a ton of free throws, ranking in the 90th percentile or higher in free throw attempts per 75 in each of his last 4 seasons. Of course, modern day teams are doing whatever they can to eliminate shots at the rim or from the three-point line. When this happens, Mitchell has no problem going to the in-between game. Again, he's a great marksman. Plus, he's got the bounce to elevate over taller defenders to clear space like he's Michael Jordan or D. Wade. All these avenues for scoring make Mitchell a huge threat to opposing defenses. As a result, he often draws extra attention and creates open looks for others. But even this description is underselling the story. You don't really understand Mitchell's offensive excellence until you watch the film and notice the nuance behind how he does what he does. Donovan has 2 superpowers that make him different from pretty much every other player in the league. First, he has insane burst. Not just in the sense that he can get downhill in a flash, but also with how quickly he's able to toggle from move to move. Look how quickly he goes from a left to right between the legs cross into a right to left front crossover to reject the double drag, generate a paint touch, and hit Allen for a layup. Right here, he shakes Gary Trent Jr. with a quick tween before finishing off with a power dribble into a step back for 3. Trent does his best to stick with him, but even a sliver of space is enough to turn what would be a bad shot for most people into a great one for Mitchell. Do me a favor and watch the clock on this clip. In just 3 seconds, we see Mitchell lead his defender into a screen, hit a tight crossover to reject it, use an in and out dribble, and flow into a step back midi. It's basically like he's playing 2K but in real life. The other superpower is control. Most guys that go as fast as Mitchell usually look wild and reckless out there. But thanks to his balance, length, and giant paws, Mitchell can drive the car at 100 miles per hour without the risk of being pulled over. This right here is what I like to call the spider pickup. The reason for this taxonomy is because Mitchell's wingspan and hand size make it so that he's one of the few players ever who is able to coil the ball like this with a single arm. From there, he's able to use his occupied appendage to stiff arm his defender like he's a running back. Oh, and then there's that crazy balance we talked about to stop on a dime and finish this floater. A right-hand dominant player throwing a skip pass with his right hand in 2025 is nothing out of the ordinary. Where it gets extraterrestrial is when it's a no-look laser. That's the beauty of having huge hands. Mitchell can palm that Spalding like it's a baseball and zip it over to the corner. Also worth pointing out how comfortable he is being in midair like this. Just look how he has the wherewithal to look in a different direction to manipulate the defense. The Cavaliers put the final nail in the coffin on the Bucks with this dunk from Evan Mobley, but it's all about the pass from Mitchell. Another nice dribbling sequence, another foray into the paint, but then he has the improvisation skills to turn that into a dump off. Most drives like this are a 2-hand laydown pass, and sometimes this would be picked off or deflected by a peeling defender, but the Claw Jr. can turn that into a right-hand bounce pass that opponents just aren't used to seeing. It's one thing for me to call Mitchell an elite offensive player, but it's a whole other declaration of his greatness when teams start defending him like he's Stephen Curry. When I first saw this ATO in preparation for the Bucks zone, I clip the play to show to my varsity team, hit the middle, have the corner man cut, and force the bottom wing defender to make a decision. But a quick rewind shows that the reason it worked so well was that one of the top defenders had to shade towards Mitchell on the weak side wing, which opened up the pass to the middle that kickstarted the whole action. That's some Curry level gravity right there. In the playoffs, teams will game plan for your tendencies. You won't be able to get away with the same tricks you did in the regular season. What you can't account for is supreme skill and functional athleticism. This is a big reason why Mitchell is 7th all time in playoff points per game. You play the game to win in the postseason, not to rack up regular season records. So Mitchell's ability to maintain his value during the game's second season makes him one of the 5 or 6 or 7 offensive players in the game. Couple this with his length, defensive playmaking, and the fact that his position isn't as important for defense, and you have one of the 10 best players in the entire world. I want to give a quick shout out to the sponsor of this channel, Stathead. So many times during my research process, I turn to Stathead to help me contextualize box score stats through a historical lens in just a few minutes. For instance, Josh Giddey is close to averaging a 20, 10, and 10 for the entire season, so I wanted to see how many times that has happened before. And thanks to Stathead, I got my answer immediately. If you want a 20% discount to a 1-year subscription, use my discount code, ISAHOOPS20. That's ISAHOOPS20. Where would you rank Donovan Mitchell? Be sure to let me know in the comment section below. And if you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more stuff just like this. And as always, I'll see you guys next time.